Hello, my beautiful Scorpio, and welcome to your Celtic Spirit Oracle reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out your other readings on my channel, please do so. We have just put up moon readings. So if you do enjoy these readings, please do like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, leave me a comment, all that other great stuff. It is completely free, of course. But it does help me grow my channel and does mean a lot to me, so I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to do a pentagram shaped reading here, so 5 cards, and we will go ahead and see what we've got for you. Alrighty, so the first card is kind of what position you are in or what issue you may be facing. The second card is what would make you happiest in this. The third card is indicative of kind of what your challenge might be or your problem to receive that happiness. The fourth card is Spirit's advice to you, and your fifth card is your outcome. So let's see what we can find out for you if you are facing any issues or concerns right now. So right now we have the tree spirit as being your issue, and we have strength, growth, and stability. So I do feel like right now many of you are having issues with kind of trying to find your stability and strength, okay? So I think the thing for a lot of you is that maybe you don't know exactly what you want to do. I get the gist, or the vibe rather, for many of you, that you're looking for a change. You want to grow, right? You want to change. You want to grow into something more than where you are, right? So maybe your job is just not cutting it for you anymore. You just feel like you've kind of taken it as far as you feel like you want to. Or this relationship is kind of, you've outgrown it, or it's kind of run its course. But you just feel like it's time for more for you. And, you know, it's not giving you that stability that you can look at as long-term anymore, right? You're kind of feeling like, you know, at one time, maybe this is what I thought was my forever job, relationship, home, whatever it may be, right? But at this particular point, you're starting to question that. And I feel like for a lot of you, that's kind of where this situation has become more concerning to you, right? Because you're like, I just don't feel like it's a place where I can grow. I don't feel like this is a stable situation, in that I don't see myself making this my forever career, my forever home, my forever partner, whatever it may be, right? There's got to be something else for me, right? And I just feel like a lot of you are questioning this. And we've seen a lot of this, right? Let's be honest. I mean, if you watch any of my other readings, the moon readings, or heck, anybody's readings, to be honest with you, or check the Zodiac signs and charts and anything else, when we've had this shift with Jupiter coming into Aquarius, people are starting to really feel that vibe and need for change, right? They're feeling that I need more living for me, right? I'm tired of the same old, same old. I'm tired of beating my head against the wall. You know, the same kind of complacency, the same, it's the same, right? I want something more. I deserve more. And I feel this is where you are really kind of at that almost epiphany moment, like, what am I doing? You know, this is not something I can do for the rest of my life, right? Like, I don't want this. There's gotta be something that's better suited for me, right? So what is it that's going to make you happy? Now, for a lot of you, that's a big question because a lot of times it's easier to figure out especially if you've been doing the same thing for a long time, either in a relationship or, you know, even been alone for a long time, right? Or in a job for a long time, whatever it is, you don't really even know what your options are. You don't know what's out there. You don't know what other things might inspire you. So a lot of times it's easier to say, okay, I know what I don't want than what I do want, because what you do want, you may not even have experienced yet, right? So what will make you happy? We've got Gwyneth, the mother, nurture, and present, okay? So I do think that for some of you, honestly, you know, this is a very literal card. For some of you who are in a relationship situation, you want to be a mother, you want to be a motherly figure to a significant other. You know, maybe you want that where you can just be take care of someone. You want someone to be able to come home to, or have to come home to you, to take care of, to be that kind of nurturing person. If you've been alone for a long time, that may be something you're really looking for, right? And that's really what would make you happy more than anything, is just to have somebody that you can really kind of put your heart and soul into, really kind of taking care of. The other situation about the present, being present, right? A lot of that is you want something that you want to be present for, okay? So a lot of you that are going to these jobs, right? And you're going in and you're saying, okay, I go here because this is what I've done. This is what I've done for years. This is what I know how to do. This is what I'm good at, right? Or this is what pays the bills, those kinds of things. But you're not present in the job, right? You go in, it's like watching the Jetsons or something, where he's pushing a button all day and he's like, okay, this is great, but and checks out, right? But it's not inspiring. It's not something that gives you creative license. It's not something that makes you think or get excited or find joy. And the old saying, if you work a job you love, you never work a day in your life. Now, am I saying you're going to get out there and find a job you just cannot wait to get up every morning and go to work to? Probably not, because that's probably very rare, to be honest with you. But a job where you can feel present, where you feel like, hey, I'm doing something that matters to me. I'm doing something that at least I feel like I can take part in and make a difference. I am actually here to do, and I'm important. I like this, I've accomplished something at the end of my day, that kind of feeling, right? Whether it's creating your own business or, just a different type of field maybe that you've never even thought that you could be in. Being present to you may be very important. So whether this is a relationship situation for you or a job situation for you, right? The fact that having someone be present, or you being present in a relationship, in a job, whatever it may be, is a very important factor, right? So I think this is what it's going to take. It's going to take something where you feel like you really want to be there. And I feel like for many of you, that's the kind of point you've come to here. And that's what's made you question, is that you're no longer in a position where you really can say, I'm excited to be here, right? I'm excited to be in this relationship. I'm happy to be in this relationship. I am glad to be at this job. Maybe not thrilled to be at this job, but I'm glad. I feel like I make a difference. I feel like I count. My company makes me feel like I matter. I don't feel like you're feeling that anymore. So this is what you're looking for, right? So what's going to be your obstacle to get there though, right? So the obstacle is surrender, let go, freedom, and flow. And I think for a lot of you, this is going to be super duper hard, okay? Because remember, you have to release to receive, right? You are not going to be able to bring a new significant other into your life fully, embrace them fully, show them your side of you in all of your glory, in all of their glory, be really present, as it were, in a relationship or in a job, if you're already still tied up in another job or another relationship, right? You have to release that relationship. You have to let go so that you can go with the flow to find something more in your vibe, something more exciting to you, something more interesting to you, right? But that's very difficult. It's very difficult on a couple levels, okay? One, even when we know something's bad for us, as human beings, we like to hang on to it, okay? Because we are creatures of habit. We don't like change. Change is scary. We don't know what's on the other side, right? Because we don't like the unknown. And the biggest factor of all for many of us is pragmatically and logistically, it's very hard to make changes, right? I mean, in today's world, financially, codependency is almost a necessity, right? We live with people to pay bills, to survive, right? So to have to move out from somebody we've been with, dating, engaged to, whatever, that may be a very difficult situation, because we may not be able to pay individual rents and bills and utilities, and we may share cars, and we may share cell phone bills and all kinds of things. And now that may not be even plausible, right? Quitting a job to start another one from scratch that we may not have the kind of experience in. So we kind of have to start at a little bit lower level, even though it's our passion, and we may grow much faster at it because we're putting so much more excitement and joy and presence into it. At the beginning, we may have to take a hit, right, on our pay, and that may be not practical for us, right? So there may be logistical complications to letting go, right? So letting go it's a lot easier said than done. So, the recommendation there, of course, is always try to make a backup plan if you can. Reach out if there's people you can stay with for a while. If you have any savings put back, or can start putting savings back to kind of cushion the blow for a bit to get you through from point A to point B, those kinds of things. Start getting feelers out for jobs, or contact for people that might be able to get you, a network to get you into a job that might give you a little bit of a leg up on the pay scale kind of thing. Those kinds of things are things that you can do to help offset that. But let's be honest, anytime that you are making a change, it's just like moving. It costs money to move. It just costs money, right? It just does. The cost of moving is expensive. The cost of selling a house, buying a house, those kinds of things. I mean, yes, it's great. It's fun, but it costs money, right? So, keep those things in mind. The logistics alone can be difficult, okay? But what is Spirit's advice, right? Let's find out what Spirit has to say, because obviously they can guide you in this. So let's see what Spirit says. Shaman spiral, right? Awareness, practice, connection. And that's amazing, because number one, they are telling you, be aware of all of the angles, right, that you could get into, right? Be aware of the things, not just emotionally, because again, bittersweetness, even when you're letting somebody go that you need to let go of, a job that you need to let go of, no longer serving you. And even if they're not toxic, okay, but especially if they are a toxic partner, a toxic work environment, you may know this person or this job is terrible for you, horrible, they're awful to you, right? Even then, sometimes it's almost like Stockholm syndrome, right? It's hard to let go, okay? So you have to be aware that there is going to be a moment of bittersweetness and push through it, okay? Get a support system, right? That's where your connections come in. Your connections come in on two levels. One, on your support system, okay, for your emotional, and two, on your logistical support system, as we mentioned before. Somebody who might be able to put out feelers for you for jobs, if it's a job situation for you, if it's a home place situation or finance situation, somebody who might be able to loan you some cash to get you through, somebody who might be able to let you sleep on their couch or have a spare room to let you get through, family members, friends, best friends, whatever, right? Okay. And this right here is exactly what Spirit is telling you. They're saying, hey, plan. If you plan ahead, if you plan for any of that and make yourself a cushion and make yourself a plan, you can get through any of that, right? That's all you need. You need a good plan, right? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, right? So the shaman spiral here is telling you, put it all into good practice. Put those plans into practice. Know what you're facing before you face it, right? Know you might have some, I want to run back to it, right? I might want to run back if things don't work out fantastically right from jump, or I've got my Stockholm syndrome, or things aren't as easy as I thought, so I need to run back. Know that you've got, that could possibly happen, so be aware, and then make sure you are surrounded by a support network, connections that are going to say, oh no, you're not. We've got you. We've got you. You are not going anywhere. You're not going back to that place where you were no longer being served. You were no longer happy. You were no longer growing. You were no longer in a conducive environment to grow and flourish. We've got you. Okay. So make sure you're putting that plan into place. Okay, and if you can start putting back some money, if you can start, squirreling back some extra this or that to kind of help you along the way before you go into this, even better, right? That's even better. So all the things, right? They know. So let's see what the outcome will be then, right? So the outcome is the green woman, feminine, nature, and oneness, okay? And I think the thing about this is the divine feminine here is extremely important, okay? You are really harnessing your inner strength, your natural inner divine feminine, right? Your divine strength. And I think when you put that out there with this increased vibration, which you are certainly going to get when you break free of this negative energy, okay? Because whether somebody is really negative to you, like toxic negative, or just kind of cutting you off at the knees from your growth, so not intentionally toxically negative, but just kind of not a positive effect, right? They are sucking you dry of your positive energy. So when you break free of that, okay, and you start surrounding yourself with these positive connections, right, like Spirit's telling you to do, that are building you up, that are high frequency vibrations, that are telling you, you've got this, we're going to help you, we've got you, you can do this, and you are planning ahead. So you are feeling your own strength, right? You are putting off higher vibrations, you are feeling stronger, you're feeling better, right? Your divine feminine energy, okay, is creating its own, like, biosphere, basically, of a natural place for you to grow healthy, right? Healthy and well. So this is where you are able to kind of on your own dictate, okay, what you do going forward, right? At this point, you no longer are dependent on anybody else, especially if you were, in a negative environment, right? So if you were in a narcissistic kind of, you can't make it without me, you would never have anything better, you will never make it on your own kind of situation, you no longer need that, right? You're like, I'm independent, right? I have strong divine feminine, I'm independent, I can handle what I want, I can make my own way, I can do anything I want, right? I broke free. I've got new plans, I've got new connections, I've put all this into practice, and I'm building myself a safe space where I can grow and flourish without any negative around me, and I get to choose, right? With this oneness, I get to choose what and who I let into my circle. And that's really important, right? Because that gets to decide who or what is in your energy exchange, okay? Because you don't want negative energy sucking all of yours, right? So I think at that point, you are going to have nothing but a positive outcome, right? With your energy. And I think everything is going to really start to kind of take off for you at that point, okay? And that planning that you did, it's going to help you, right? It's going to help you know who is there for you and who's not, right? And you'll learn throughout this process too, kind of what to look out for, red flags perhaps, of who not to trust, I think too. So that's all kind of going to be something that is important. And I think for those of you especially, that your joy is not just being present, but it's being present with someone in a relationship where you can be a carer and a nature type of nurturer, someone who wants to naturally take care of people and be that present, loving, kind, giving figure. That's just what maybe you were, born to do, and you enjoy that, you genuinely enjoy that. This is where you get to shine, because your feminine nature energy is going to be shining. So you are going to find that relationship that really suits you, where you are able to be that divine feminine and have that match with that divine masculine, where they are the protector that you would like, you know, and you are that nurturer that takes care of them. And it's going to be a symbiotic relationship that is really kind of what it seems is something that is conducive to making you very happy in that type of relationship. So hopefully this resonated with you. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. And I hope to hear back from you very, very soon. Bye.